bartenders, if you're enjoying any lovely beverages or food this evening, we encourage you to, support the people who are here supporting us, having a good time. So we've got a very wonderful, full, open mic to share with you this evening, and I'm very excited about that. But before we dive into it, I wanted to mention that we got a couple of special things happening today in this very room. First and foremost, you may have heard of a project called our Outlaw Huntsville Anthology. Yeah, it's great. And if you haven't heard about it, get ready to hear about it about 20 times every time I'm on the stage. It's pretty amazing. When I'm up here, I can do whatever I want. So, we have 9 different anthologies that we've done every year up until this point. We're about to go into our 10th, which is very, very exciting. So this is a yearly project that we have to celebrate all the voices in our community. If you've come to any event and read at any of our events in the last year, you can submit and you will get at least one piece published, so it serves as like a yearbook celebrating everyone who's touched our microphones in the last year. Very cool project. You get to actually be published. The submissions for that open today, right now. It's happening. Yes, and they're open until December 24th. If you don't remember that, for me saying it this one time, get ready. You're going to leave here saying it to yourself over and over again, because I will stick it in your brain so that you remember. Anthology submissions, very excited about that. And then we'll have a nice little celebration at the beginning of the year to celebrate the release of our next edition. Also, because we are people who like to do good in our community, and we are a nonprofit who supports other nonprofits, we decided to make tonight's event a fundraiser for the Food Bank of North Alabama. Please give it up for the Food Bank of North Alabama. Donate tonight in this beautiful bucket with some sort of waterfowl on it will go to the Food Bank of North Alabama. But not only that, because you are going to have your dollar go even further tonight, Outlaw Huntsville is going to be matching up to $300 cash donations this evening. So if we get that bucket up to $300, we will then be donating $600 to the Food Bank of North Alabama. We are very, very excited about this project. We know that, with everything going on in the world, we need to help our communities and the boots on the ground people doing the work. So this is one way that we can do that. Dollar donations are very impactful, so they can buy what people need through the programs that they already have set up serving our communities. So please consider donating if you can. You are going to hear so much about these things from me tonight. I'm not going to, beat it over your heads right now, because you're going to see me so many times. But in between all that, you get to hear some amazing poetry. Are you so excited to hear poetry? Get that energy up for your first open micer of the evening, Jason.
So I got a friend who decided to grow peppers this summer, and he invited me to his place to make hot sauce with him, and I was not prepared for that experience. And this is called
The Night We Brewed Death. We bought grouper and beer, and spirits were high as the pile of peppers, fresh from the front garden, summer's final fruit. The slicing should have tipped us off. The ghost pepper gas came gradual, dripping out like our noses and eyes, but the blending was alone. Emboldened, we decanted into the searing skillet. The scorpion steam was a war crime. Self-inflicted. Poison plume. Fatal fume. The basil in the window wilted and we scattered. Madmen overwhelmed by an oracle until, like maggots to the carcass, we writhed in supplication to the pan. The taste test gave me tunnel vision. When the sizzle in my eyes subsided, when my sinuses insisted they had nothing left to give, and the basil lifted a single weary stem, only then, over settled dust, only then with the danger safely jarred, only then did it become clear. The fish tacos went pretty hard.
Thank you, Jason. There were so many lines in that where I was like, that could be a cool metal band name. That could be a cool metal band album. So maybe write that down and maybe sell those off one day. Hey, now that you guys know who Jason is, because you didn't before, obviously, because you're brand new to here, I'm going to tell you about what Jason's going to be doing over here, which he's going to be keeping time for us this evening. So we allow all of our readers to have 3 minutes up here just to make sure that everyone has equal access to the microphone and we all share space in here and we don't overstare. Welcome here at Straight to Ale. So we'll be keeping time for everyone who comes up here to read their poems. And when you hit 3 minutes, you're going to hear this lovely little noise. I know, because we're training you like Pavlov. It's, you know, it works, okay? And then you're going to have a little bit of time to wrap it up. And then I think at 3:15 is when Jason's going to do a little bit more aggressively. And then if you go to 3:30, I will then come up here and awkwardly clap until you come off the stage. And it will have a moment, and then it'll be on the Facebook Live, and people will go, wow, I'm so glad I wasn't there when that happened. Okay, so that's the housekeeping there, and also mentioning that we do have a live stream running at this table here. If you are concerned for privacy reasons or just don't want to be on live stream, just let us know. We'll move you to the bottom of the list, and then we can shut off the live stream before you reach your home. So we want to respect your privacy as well. So now that you've got the whole lay of the land, please welcome up your next reader, Alan.
Greetings
Hey, you.
and salutations. Okay, I'm going to read one poem tonight, and it is called Faithful as Rain. Maybe it starts in the small hours, before the sun lifts its amber fist over the ridge, when the mind is still soft and full of half-borrowed dreams. I've woken then, imagining the clean slate of another life. Someone steadier, maybe. Or someone who knows how to hold joy without checking the seams for a tear. And maybe it starts, too, on those humid mornings when even the air seems unsure. Half fog, half promise, and I stand on the porch listening to a single mockingbird still every song it can, as if borrowing might be its truest instinct. And maybe it's because we grow up learning comparison the way we learn long division. Slowly at first, then all at once. How easy it is to believe another body holds a map more legible than our own. That someone else's stride lands easier on the earth. I think of the years I watched other kids move with a kind of choreography I never learned. The quick confidence of those who didn't second guess their names. Meanwhile, I held the world like a magnolia blossom, unsure if I should cradle or let go. But I think of the horses that graze past the fence line here, each one marked with its own constellation of stars. They never try to trade places, not the nervous babe, not the old mare whose hips tremble when she leans to drink. They know what they know, the exact weight of their bones, the wind lifting the same patch of mane again and again. And I remember, too, the soft cattle beyond the curve of the two-lane road, how each one lowers its head to the same patch of grass day after day, faithful as the rain. Not one of them wishing for a different high. And I wonder if we're simply afraid of the truth that waits beneath the quiet of our chest. That becoming ourselves is a slow work, a kind of pilgrimage with no map and no mile markers, just the stubborn heartbeat saying go on and go on and go on. Some days I feel the quiet tug of it, the wanting to arrive before I've even begun. The way dusk pulls its long purple shawl across the foothills too early, eager to settle before the dark is earned. Maybe that's why we reach for another face, another fate, as if trying on a coat that doesn't fit. Not to escape, but to practice that impossible trust that our own life, this one, is worth stepping into fully, even before we understand its shape. And maybe in the end, it's less about wanting someone else's world and more about learning to stay with ourselves, the way the pond stays with the sky at dusk, reflecting what is there, not what imagines might be better.
Thank you so much, Alan. Wonderful work. Give it up for Alan. I too stop checking the seams of joy for tears. That is a beautiful poem. You know what would be really cool is if I could read that poem. You know how I could read that poem?
How?
If you submit it to the Alan Huntsman Anthology, because then it will get published, and then we can all read it together in the comfort of our homes or among friends. We can buy anthologies for gifts for the people we love and share that poem with them. It would be wonderful, and you can submit that poem to the anthology anytime between now and December 24th, and I really hope that you do, because we love your work. Please welcome up your next reader, Jim Parker. Woo.
How's that?
Good.
Cool, Alan. I lived in Northern California when I wrote this, and I went up to Mendocino for a break. I was having little issues in my life, and this is what I wrote. I had a friend, I said, leave this car and don't come back until you have something, and that's what I did. In the chill of the open ocean breeze, sitting on the sheer cliffs of what I deem God's country, I find myself silently scribbling out the thoughts that come to mind. It isn't as though I'm searching for inspiration. I discovered its secrets through everyday living and the pleasures it brings me so sublimely. I see you today, Mendocino, like many others have, who come to your picturesque shores. The scores upon scores, hoping to find calm, quiet, and the pleasantness they miss in their apartments facing door to door. Here to steal one precious moment of peace, accomplishing a tremendous chore. God's country is under my feet, his soil drenched with rain, the tides crashing against the cliffs. My ears catch the sting of the wind. Again and again the eternal waves come to the shore with nature's own rhythms. The sun takes a new day to the far side of the earth, yet the beat of the sea continues. My fingers have become numb from gripping the man-made mechanical machine I find a necessity to my trade. Still the ink flows from its tip, forming letters together in groups to build the sounds that convey the meaning of the thoughts printed plainly between the lines on this page. Magnificent Mendocino, I came to your shores, to your cliffs, with inspiration, to set myself free from the city's frustrations, to let myself flow freely from the tensions I hold within me, to be born again, to begin at the end of my fall, to call out my plea for the serenity I seek, to discover peace once again from within above all. Sitting silently still, I'm daydreaming as the sunrise from the east fades faithfully into the west. Columbus, Magellan, Sir Francis Drake, brave men of the seas, knew countless days no land was in sight, as the sun set slowly against the restless, rolling waves.
Thank you so much, Jim, for sharing that, and another wonderful poem that would look even better in the pages of the anthology. And I encourage you to submit to the anthology if you have read at any of our events in the last year. If you have no idea what I'm talking about when I say anthology, you can come and look at past issues and perhaps purchase one for yourself up at our beautiful little merch cart named Roland, run by the amazing Elle. And you can come see them after the open mic, and you can buy yourself a little anthology and get ready to submit to the next one. It would be very great of you, and it would be supportive of our community and supportive of you and your literary career, and we love that. We're all about it. Please welcome up your next reader, Mel.
run your finger across a crack beneath the glaze? Not deep enough to catch your fingernail, but it is there. Novembers of the past have taught me to ache quietly. As the sick rhythm gives way to a whistle through naked branches, I find myself dancing to a lullaby of the dead. My own branches sway in a sickening breeze. How easy the specter is mistaken for a mistress in the dark, trembling, tempting incisors. The laugh too often gets caught in my throat as I borrow my own time. My cheek suddenly cold, as if the calendar sticks out her tongue, licking me again over an open fire. I bring my tears to a boil, steeping the orange peel and the sage. This is what calms me. Could it be I've become accustomed to the taste, to the aroma? The autumnal lessons reinforce themselves like cursive scrawled along the globe of my bloodshot eyes. As I study my hands, all that is left in these hands are lines. These hands have mourned many a splinter. These hands have held on for dear life and let go of lives so dear. These hands have felt cracking ribs, compressing until blood moved through a heart on its own accord. These hands have washed tenderly the expired body of tape and waste. Once there was life, no more. These hands have spilled whiskey and absorbed smoke. These hands have known fire. These hands have received paper cuts too many to count from feverish nights, shuffling poetry-filled tears, soaked in thought. These hands have loved, but have never fought. I leave that for my pen in my mouth. These hands, they have gripped motorcycle handlebars and spent miles on bikes and in cars. I pray these hands will never fail me, although all they have to show for their hard work are lines and scars. This last one I wrote when I realized I was in love. I didn't know you yesterday until you wiped me from your chin. You didn't know what was at stake, still a chill cooled across your skin. You didn't know what winter brings, still you brought sticks for fire. You didn't know what songs we'd sing sprawled atop this pile. I didn't know a treble clef was burnt into your love-depleted bones. I didn't know the notes to which I'd become deaf till I heard the crescendoed cascade in skipping stones. I didn't know I had this flavor of life left till I recognized the smell of our smolder. I didn't know I was touch bereft until your ache kissed softly my bare, lonely shoulder.
Beautiful poem would look even better in anthology. Yeah, we're gonna get you guys doing it. I like this bit that I started, but I also don't like it because it feels too close to like that's a nice dress, so it would look better on my floor kind of pickup vibe. And I don't want to be predatory up here, but I do want your poems. Give me your poems. Not predatory, it's totally fine. The anthology is a great space for you to share your work, though. I really do hope you all submit your work to it. And even if you don't read tonight, if you've read any event in the last year, you can send that piece in to us, and we will publish at least one piece. And that includes things from like member meetups or any one-off events that we've done, so not just the open mic, so clarifying that there. And hey, I already talked about this next reader being our lovely merch person, so please welcome up your next reader, Elle. Woo!
This first one you may have heard kind of recently, but I'm reading again because I want to.
Yes.
Woo! The turn of summertide. Lullabies from canopies buzz in my head. Symphonic prayers screamed from newborn cicadas circle me as I walk by. My chittering unrest makes me feel worn. New season's heat has begun to call me, a burning beckoning to dig up, out, towards our song. I shovel my body free. My burgeoning voice must join their shouts. They'll call us the woods' emergent rebels, shrieking out an overwhelming chorus till we can guide the trodden out their shells, until our enemies can't ignore us. Though they'll say we metamorphosed strange, we must see to it that this world be changed. Thank you.
Yeah.
I've been very angry recently, and heard a very wise woman's words. When I can't put my words together, I started writing haikus. And so here is 3 haikus. I'm not crying for disgusting liars, but for those who will bear the weight. I'm crying for those whose true light will be blamed for exposing shadows. I can't stop crying, but we flash our teeth. There are people to be loved. Thank you. This last bit is actually not a poem. I'm just going to do a quick bit of self-promo. If any of you have heard of WLRH's 89.3 FM's Sundial Writers Corner, I was featured on their November 3rd 5-minute edition. So if you liked what you did tonight and you'd like me a little less angry and perhaps a little more calming, a little more soothing, you can go check it out on their website. Thank you.
Oh, that was a lovely set of poems that they would look even better in the pages of the anthology. Consensually. Yeah, Elle's doing amazing things out and about in the community, and another place that you can actually see Elle and some other folks from the Outlet Huntsville gang is at Gobble Gobble Hay, which is a zine and small press fest that is happening next weekend, November 22nd at Low Mill Arts and Entertainment at 11 a.m. We're going to have a table there. It's going to be a lot of other like self-published authors or small presses or zines, a lot of literary art fun stuff. It's a great event. We've done this several years in a row now. We're very happy to be there. So please come on by and see us if you're hanging around next Saturday. And welcome up your next reader, David.
Different from up here. This is a poem called Through the Fire. I wrote this back in January. Through the fire. I was told that faith would make my path smooth, and obedience would wipe away storms. There'll be no flames upon my heels, no shadows stretched with fear. But I have learned otherwise. Faith does not silence the roar of the furnace. Obedience does not build a bridge over the fire. It is not a way around, but a way through. I have felt the heat pressing against my skin. I have walked a path where all should have been lost. I found myself still standing, not consumed, but refined, because he was there. Not just as the end or in reward, but in the very center of that blaze where fear should have taken me out. Instead, I stepped in trembling, but I stepped in trusting, and then I stepped out changed.
Another wonderful poem that you could
Put it in anthology.
submit to the anthology. You guys are getting it. You're making my job easy. I'm not even gonna have to say anything when I come up here. I'll just do a kick and you guys do it. It'll be great. It'll be great. You might be thinking, Kimberly, you're saying this so many times. How do I do what you're telling me to do? Have you seen this? This is a cool thing. Technology exists. This is a QR code. You can scan it. It'll take you to the page of our website that tells you all about how to submit to the anthology. Mostly you just email me in a proper format or I will get mad at you with your poems and your bio in the third person. Again, if you don't do that, I will get mad at you. And by get mad at you, I mean I will send you a kind email reminding you that you haven't followed the instructions correctly. But that has more details about how you can submit, what you can submit. Previously published work is welcome. We'll just credit the original publication. We just want to get your words in print. If you don't have one of these, we have more up at the merch cart, and if you just really don't like an extra piece of paper because Borgman accidentally made these too big, you can go to this website right here. It's not me hosting an out loud event if I don't give Borgo just a little bit of shit or something. I think it's just important for me to do. It's part of the charm now. Okay, please welcome up your next reader, Andy.
How's it going, everyone? Here's the first one, short one. It says, volume down, the arbitrary capital expectation until we are self-talk and raindrops whispering. The lines between rest and movement are washed into the blurry soils where feeling grows, and we are music with fingertips wrapped in pages of skin. It's okay for dreaming.
Yeah.
This one's about, this one is characterizing one of my favorite places to hike. Here it goes. Blue stems on the mountain bluff, secure attached to the shortleaf pines, playing with the gray-headed mountain mint, the wind is their father. Empty nesting blackberry drink the prickling cold alongside the thinning goldenrods, the spinning fennels, autumn laughter under cinnamon sunrise in the sandstone economy. Juniperus virginiana like a slow-breathing zeitgeist, seasoned, centuried like matriarchs beside twisted pine, twisting like the rivers that made them, that shining, dancing woman in oblivions of autumn honey horizon, held together by unrelenting cedar, the same ones that hold us under loblolly whispers. Herald sleep with the smell of cold, bulk-proofing deadwood, first frost, last warmth, the ghosts in our lungs, the ache in my hip. These are the miracles that ferment in the terror of change. The gambling chicories, the groaning oaks, the colors of the dripping poplars, the memories that touch the bluffs where we always were.
Thank you so much, Andy. You know what you could do with those poems?
Put them in the anthology.
Okay, you're gonna get better at doing it together, I think, by the end of this, right? It's the kick, and then you go submit to the anthology. Ready?
Submit to the anthology.
I just like any excuse. Ready? Great. I love that. I just like any excuse to be able to high kick on stage for no reason. But yes, please submit to the anthology. You have until December 24th, the day before Christmas. That'll be what you're looking forward to. Who cares about Santa? It's all about anthology submissions. Please send us your work. We would love to publish you. And please welcome up your next reader, Susan Guthrie. Thanks. Hi, everybody. Hi. I, too, use the haiku to deal with my broken heart and anger over our country. This is called Hamlet's Stepfather. Charlie Kirk never got a chance to repent. On that, I feel sorry. How we become. Evil doesn't sound evil. Rather, evil speaks worthiness to hate. This is pretty new, and I'm kind of excited and freaked out to share it, but here we go. It's called Till Prayer. I come from the farm
and railroad people, both rooted and traveling the wind, yet arriving or coming in to hold hands around supper tables for Grace would have been the name of my child when I think of her. But work on this earth holds me close to a different toil, invisible. Lights of each man, woman, daughter, son, not my own, can be extinguished in fear. So fear will she feel, will she bring when she lives in all souls. So I come from the farm and my people to stand in the Spirit's gale, the fierce, indwelling, unevenly growing across the land, beyond expectations, is the owning of a new decay. Fighting, I raise my hands for grace to all skies, holding the rain or the shade or the sun. Travels a falling arc, demanding harvest, whether withered, washed, or wholesome. Only this shall we till and gather and bring to the table, hoping for grace. Lights the way, so I'll walk on. Before I hike it.
This is definitely a place for poetry, but before it's a place for poetry, it's a place for community. And we get the joy of having wonderful people breeze through our community and spend time with us. And Susan has been such a dear member of our community, and I want to send a huge shout out to her and Ron as you guys get ready to go on your big travel at the beginning of the new year to travel the world. So I want to just send congratulations to Susan from all of us in this room. Nothing but love for you. Thank you so much. Susan has contributed a lot to our community, and we're so grateful for the time that you've spent with us. And you will always be in our hearts, no matter where you go. And you know a way you can stay in our hearts is if you submit to the authority. Yay! We all did it together. I love it. Thank you, Susan. You're wonderful. Thank you for sharing. And good luck on your adventures. Next up, we have a reader that I can't read your first name. I think it's maybe Skeeter, but the last name is Michaels. Skeeter? Yes. Okay, Skeeter Michaels, everybody.
We live in a beautiful world right now. Just noticed it. Naked autumn. Bone of my bone, I'm undressed by the fall. The subtleness of color lit by adjectives has gone silent, and our metaphors abandoned by a milding breeze. Left to its material essence in the season, the heart prepares an end. Soon the world will finally tell the truths we have always known, and we will both be asked by the barren on the branch and the brown of the grass to depart from our own skin. Flesh of my flesh. Let your song then be disrobed by the leaf's most alluring glance. What long frozen hymn stays carried in your breath? The words of our knowledge lead for what we do not comprehend. Surrender your sound and forfeit the melody to the canon of a song that shall not cease. Speak only the truth and free what is captive. Mother of the living, hear the shade of the leaf now. Take memory of the garden. There is nothing to hide as we separate from its presence. Fill your nostrils with the smoke of flames. Let the fade from brightness burn in a perfumed pyre to the passing moment's remembrance. Because the blank and the black are all that will be there to cover our forgotten abode when autumn has shown us naked. The ritual you know. They used to cup and bleed, use mercury and leeches, but now it's all different. Humors and planets play no role, though finding remission was and still is the ritual, you know. That's what I've heard and have always been told of that forgotten word so ingrained in my soul. Going all the way back up until when I was 6 or 7, where Sunday morning in Mother's lap was a peaceful spot. The pews were wooden with a soft seat and backing of fabric threaded in a 70s green, and I could sleep while Brother Wellman preached his familiar cadence, having all the same jokes, same illustrations till the wind down came, and his invitation pitched in. Then Mother would squirm, wake me, and stand on Acts 2:38. Repent and be baptized for the remission of sin. Now, where my body offends, the nurses have shaved and marked the spot to shine light on a space beneath my skin. The doctor's instructions have been carefully followed as I'm disrobed and prepared to pass through a tunnel. They've all assured me this will be the fix and I'll do the same, just the same, 5 days a week for at least the next 6. As they say, if you nurture a child in the Lord's admonition, when they are old and gray, they will be unable to depart from his wishes. Too many times I've both given and received my own sinful wages, yet something believes it's faithfully followed a prescribed system for its own medication. The same is like the same in calm submission. It lays on a table, does as it's told, and helplessly waits to hear about remission.
Sorry about misreading your name or having trouble with your handwriting. You know how I wouldn't have trouble reading your name is if it was in print. If you I'm going to start doing more just weird stuff up here. Submit to the anthology. We'd love to publish your work. It's truly my favorite project that we do every single year. It is so much fun. It is a great way to celebrate what's going on in this community. And it's a great way for you all to revisit the wonderful work that you've shared in rooms like this and in spaces like this with the community, which is so, so important. Please welcome up your next reader, Josh.
This is a poem about boxing. We lonely misfits will ignore the overwhelming evidence. Sometimes, and less recently, I feel alien in so many ways that I will. So desperate to escape this feeling that I would routinely pummel someone I cared for, so that we would both, for a time, have our heads full. Somehow, we could push back the waves, fight the illness out of ourselves and each other. Ourselves and each other for 3 minutes at a time, not always but often, like a heart it is in us to beat and to break. We'd cling to each other like old dancers at lion. For the lights have to come on, and the ref will break us apart, and we have to go to college next year. For that fleeting moment, we're the warm spot on the carpet the sun makes. We're a long drive to work, the commercials, the smoke break, a foothold and exhale, but you do not and you cannot stay.
One more time for first time reader without loud on stage. What a great time to come because now you can.
It's the anthology.
It's beautiful. Don't every time I can. Oh. Okay, so that's not the only reason that we're here tonight. We are also here to do this fundraiser for the food bank in North Alabama. Brian's going to walk around while I'm talking at you with the bucket with the waterfowl. You can discuss what kind of waterfowl you think are on the bucket. If you have cash, please drop it in the bucket. Again, every dollar that you donate tonight, up to $300, we will match for the food bank of North Alabama. And I did want to point out that every dollar you donate to the food bank of North Alabama allows them to procure enough food for almost 5 meals. Those meals go to the needy, the ill, and children of North Alabama free of charge through over 230 nonprofit feeding programs. and donations are, of course, fully tax exemptable. If you do not have cash on you because you're a contemporary human person, but you still want to support this cause, you can donate through their website, through foodbanknorthal.org. And if you just show us that you've donated tonight, like come show me that you've donated and the amount, we'll add that to the amount that we match. So like we want to make this a big thing. As we all know, the world has been absolutely bonkers right now, but no matter who you are, no matter who you love, and no matter what you believe, you deserve access to food, water, shelter, and we need to be doing what we can to support the organizations that are on the ground doing the work and making it so that people have access to the care that they need, access to food, access to water. This is just one way that we can use this amazing platform and this amazing community that we've created to give back to the community around us. So please consider donating if you can. Again, that bucket is going to be up here through the end of the evening. We'll be up here, and if you show us that you've donated through a digital platform because you don't have cash, Charlie, we will we will match that. We'll add that into the amount that we're going to match tonight as well. We love doing these give backs. So if you guys have organizations that you want to support as well, come and talk to us and pitch that to us, and we can talk about adding that to our nonprofit schedule. We are a nonprofit, which means we don't really make any money, but like we have a really beautiful setup that allows us to run with like a very low threshold of spend, so we can use the community and the platform to give money back to organizations that need it, to get food to people who need it. So please donate if you can. And now, back to the poetry, right? Welcome up your next reader, Victoria.
About a year ago, which was my first time up here reading, I remember remarking to my friend who was with me, today would have been a great day to already be on those anxiety meds I was trying to get on. And today I can say it's a great day to have been on anxiety meds for a year by now. Anyway, this is a poem that I wrote specifically for a poetry contest from onlypoems.net, which I highly recommend checking out. They have contests like constantly, like every week, every month, year. Some of them have like huge cash prizes. We shall see if I get any of them, but they're not paying me to say this. I just think they're really cool, and you should, like all of you could probably get some in there. So anyway, this is called Except When I Do. I no longer pray, except the desperate pleas when all else has failed, when the wolves have abandoned me to God, and I cast my words like black-etched bones, watch the smoke of my hope stain the ceiling. I haven't been to church in years. I just greet my friends with a kiss, sing from my stomach with the chorus in the amphitheater on the street beneath creed-bearing banners. Don't tell them I miss the uncomplicated righteousness. For all my training, I departed from that the moment I was old. I learned to measure my breaths, cage them behind grinning teeth. Oh, to let them trickle out in a giggle, soft, not for fear, but for the softness of him. Now I look down from a tower decked in purple and black, like it wouldn't crumble at the first soft touch of a man. Up here, I'm safe from my screaming desire, from mistaking the first spark of pleasure for love. I laugh at the curse to be alone, and all the jabs at innocence. Don't tell them my imagination sears me from inside each morning and night.
Thank you, Victoria. That was beautiful work. And please, even if you submit it to that other place and you get it published, we accept previously published work in our anthology, so you can. I love that Ella's saying it faster than everyone else. Like it's a race to see who can say it the fastest and the best. You're winning. You're doing great. Welcome up your next reader, Christina.
I didn't expect to be next. I was just eating a cough drop. So, these are old poems. This one I did in 2023. Narcisse.
Black ink drips into the water with hypnotic swirls and twists, intermingling to a slow, painless mix, begging me to sip a delicate bit. I could not help but to taste, retract it, lick it from his egg, touching his beckoning personage, swelling with pride and arrogance. My own fears bled into the drink, while Narcisse's drip removed parts of me, to be replaced with delirious dreams of only his desires to obtain, to win, to trick. He, my drug, he addicts and enslaves. My sickeningly sweet Narcisse tempts with a dark, deceptive light, serving savory poisons, subtle and slight. Sweet drinks offered with a grin, while another tiny bite he takes. I, slow-boiled, poison paralyzed, palate prepped, shall be all gone in time. Pangaea. Great moon gives sight like an alien light to the sun-abandoned skies. View the mystery over there, swirling in the murky corners of the sea. That distant place, the unknown, far removed from tranquility. Accept it, love it, wink at it, but resist all temptation to meet it. What does it matter to be curious when the correct portion will be known in time, with the sequence of life as it spells, rhymes, and is written between lines? Better to remain out of Neptune's gaze where mortals drown to die. Wonder at infinitum with a glimpse, never contained by our earthbound minds. This one I did in 2021, a Montesano sunrise. Birds soar gracefully over the terrain. The sun tiptoes and peeks from a hillside far away. Gravel crumbles and pops under a car tire. Complex engine noises slow, then subside. Is it just a squeaking tree or a nuthatch singing? A real pulse of bright white from the bill of a beak, peeping and beeping. Again, off-tempo bleeping, explanative somehow with a patient, curious style. The car suddenly roars and grumbles off. Varietals of chirping species join the morning chorus. One by one, families add their voices to dawn's early forum. Without warning, the sun enters, showing off a molten gown of honey gold. The sunrise tinged sea of clouds below flower and glow.
One more time for first time here without us. And please, can you say it fast because I need to have my foot up longer? Okay, this is a fun day. Keep going. We're gonna come back to that. Okay, thank you for reminding us. We do this the third Sundays of every month right here in this very room, and our events are free and open to the public, and I hope you come back. We love having you. Please welcome up our next reader, Caleb.
What's going on, guys? I'm Ho Beard. Everybody say hi ho. Hi ho. All right, I'm going to read you a couple poems, and then I'm also going to shamelessly self-promote. So, first one is called "You Are Not Home to Me." I've heard them say you are home to me, or that someone makes them feel like home, or even that someone feels at home with you. You are not home to me. You are nothing like my homes and what I've known, for homes to me have been filled with sadness. Floorboards to attic creak with madness.
Screaming echoes the voids and small closets. I'll do my best to pretend they haven't all lost it. For my homes were never peace. While home has changed many times, it's never managed to change my mind. Fear and resent coat these walls instead of pain. A church to the chaos, and they call me the saint. My hunger intertwined with abandon in my face. My home has never been much of a safe space. But unlike home, you never raise your voice. You never throw things. You make me feel safe. Guilt's a falsehood you disregard. My feelings expressed, no matter how hard. You're nothing like homes I've come to know, but you make me feel different. I hope it shows. Distant in feeling, but close to the same. Home with you is felt in a different frame. I've been all over this world. Had plenty of time to go. But now I guess I get what they call it, a home away from home. I shake. I'm sorry. I got one more for you. It's not as touching. It's a little morning. I'm sorry. So, get ready. You have many things with me, but control is never one. My fist in your hair, a promise of a gun. You ache for the grip, for the breath I steal. My love isn't gentle, it's something you feel. I lace my fingers in your gasoline ache, then strike the match with a hurt you can't fake. You're a pyre, love built to burn, and I'm the fire for which you yearn. Helplessness hangs like art in this space, a masterpiece of your want, you know your place. You stare at the frame, hope it shatters, but here I am, the only thing that matters. Your spine bows beneath command, my lips carve law across your land. You beg like prayer, you break like dawn, my dominance your tether drawn. Your hips my compass, your pulse my prayer, the rhythm of giving thick in the air. Some nights your soul cries out my claim, other nights it's your sheets that moan my name. You obey not from fear, but flame, each yes you whisper fans the same. And still you come, undone anew, and each time I make you, not just do. That's the end. All right. Shameless self-promo time. I'm Hovier. I'm a local show host, and I'm all about supporting local gigs and whatnot. I do a little variety show called Corsets and Chaos. It's half burlesque, half local rock bands. We do it over at Maggie Myers. We got another one coming up on November 28th. It's going to be sick, supporting all sorts of local artists. And I have this local LGBTQ select vendor market that I do in the back. It's super fun. If you could come out, it'll be super blast. So, and then last but not least, I need one more, and I need you all to clap for this. Can I bum a cigarette from someone? Woo! Thank you, guys!
Clearly not new to the mic, but new to us. One more time for a first time reader without us. It's been awesome things throughout our city, including this series of events called Fat Jams, which I hope you check out as well. A lot of shameless plugs. Well worth it. Good stuff. Loved all of that up here. Please welcome up your next reader. Oh wait, Caleb, please. I put up way higher that time.
I'm sorry to say that.
You don't have to say it as fast. I don't want you to hurt yourself. You sound like you're going to get out of breath or something. I just want everyone to stay calm and submit to the apology. Okay, now welcome up your next reader, Aubrey.
Okay, so this is the 2-year anniversary of my mother's passing, so I thought it would be a good idea to read this one. November 15, 2023, 10:23 p.m. All is well. I took a picture of your cat as he slept in the back bedroom, curled up in your cozy home. While he purred, we waited on young men in jeans and sport coats to carry you away. I took a picture outside your window, a security light silhouette of crepe myrtle and cedar. It was the room where I slept until I was 5. Little bed in the corner where you tucked me in, under knit blanket with satin trim. like the one tucked around you now. Your children scurry, or more like pace and wander for hugs and to tidy up your house and this business of passing away. The neighborhood's casserole offering that we laughed around, bickered around, and loved, not 3 hours earlier, is divided among us in your Cool Whip containers. We wash the dishes, take out the trash, pragmatic like you, and one by one circle back to the room where you are no longer. Though, like rising bread, your voice lingers in the air. So I will take your pecan cracker, the antique salt crock, the spinning wheel. I will take your seasoned egg skillet, and I will use it, because you are practical like that. Here we are, another November. Pecan leaves cover the ground. Blue jays jaw at the squirrels. And per your instruction, there is life in your house again. Sunrise breakfast is still prepared under the east window. Your eldest fills its walls with all is well, and your cat still sleeps in the back bedroom, curled up in his cozy home.
Thank you so much, Ari. Thank you for sharing that with us. That's so beautiful. And another way to honor legacy, imprint. Everyone is much calmer that time. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. You're reading the room. You're getting the vibe. We're changing things up. Okay, you have until December 24th, okay? And you can submit up to 3 pieces that you've read at any of our events, and we will get at least one of them published for you. It's a great way to be part of this wonderful community. Please welcome up your next reader, Elizabeth.
Okay, so this poem isn't mine, so I can't. You got it. So this is Manic Pixie Dream Girl Says by Olivia Gatwood. It is my favorite poem of all time. So good. Have you heard this record? Manic Pixie Dream Girl Says, let me save you with this record. Let me put the headphones on for you and smile while you listen. Cut to your point of view. Watch me smile while you listen. Hear that? That's the sound of you becoming a better person. I'm going to paint a picture of a bird on your beige wall without your permission, and you're going to love it. And you thought you hated birds. See me encouraging you to take risks? Manic Pixie Dream Girl wants you to do something you've never done before, like smile or go swing dancing. You want to know my name? You never call me by it anyway. If I had to guess, it would probably be a season or after a dead actress who you loved as a child. But this isn't about me, this is about you. Your cubicle job, your white bedroom, your white ponded, your white mother. Manic Pixie Dream Girl says, I'm going to save you. Says, don't worry, you're still the lead role. This is your love story about the way I teach you to live. Everything they know about me, they will learn when it is projected onto you. Watch the way you pick up my bad habits and make them look good. Manic Pixie Dream Girl talks too much, says bad words out loud, and cries at the commercials. That makes me a funny woman, right? The kind people like to laugh at. It's so easy to root for you when I act like this, so disagreeable, such a manic dream girl, you're almost broken accessory. Manic Pixie Dream Girl says, let's play make-believe with my body. I'll be a vintage dress with an empty prescription bottle. Good girl, just bad enough. A burp and a curtsy. Let me be not too pretty, hair fried from all that pink dye, sex when you need it, puppet when you're bored. Let me build myself smaller than you. The convenient thing about being a magical woman is that I can be gone as quickly as I came. And when you are a whole person for the first time, the movie is over. Manic Pixie Dream Girl doesn't go on. There's no need for her anymore. Manic Pixie Dream Girl is too dream girl, and you just woke up. Once I told you I was afraid, and for a moment I looked so human, the audience lost interest. You saw the crow's feet at the sides of my eyes, and a small chip in my front tooth. I looked just like everyone else. Thank you.
One more time for first time reader without that husband. We love the big guy, right? We love sharing other quotes. If you haven't read any of her work, you definitely should. You really, really should. We're all about
it is that good.
It is truly all that good. This is all about we're sharing must-reads in this place as well. So we talked about the anthology, we talked about all of the cool things that you can buy over here at this merch cart, but we haven't talked about the fact that you can also come over to this merch cart and sign up for a membership with Outlaw Huntsville, which is very exciting. For $25 simple dollars for 1 year of membership, you get access to our members-only Discord, you get a cool members gift that was a t-shirt, it's now potentially going to be something else that we're voting on with the board soon, and we're going to announce it eventually when we decide. We got a lot of cool things that we're fighting. Elle and Jason and Josh are all fighting. You know, it's a very tense board meeting that we have to vote on which super cool merch we get to bring you guys next for being members of our community. And you get access to really great members-only events. So it's a really wonderful way that you can be even more involved in our community and meet more people and connect and just continue to grow and share the literary art. So we really hope you consider doing that as well. Please welcome up our next reader, Paul.
Hello.
Hey, you.
I was bullied by a very dear friend to read in slot 16.
You're welcome.
Yes. Now I'm here. I have this prepared. It is a little rough as I wrote it in the first few minutes while everyone's signing up. So here it is. If the pen is not moving, you are not practicing. 7 months hence since I started Vyvanse, and 3 since supplemental creatine. Vyvanse let me recognize the time in the day. Creatine gave me the energy. An endogenous metabolic buffer for converting ADP to ATP. Simpler. It lets your mitochondria be a better powerhouse for the cell. And that higher energy availability allows the muscles in the mind to churn and burn more efficiently. And you can add it to your morning coffee. The existential crisis is old hat at this point. Is this what my brain and body could have been like this whole time? It's the same thing I've asked when I got my first asthma inhaler during club sports in college, my sleep study assessment in CPAP, which helped me wake up for my morning classes during my second bachelor's, and again earlier this year with Vyvanse, literally unlocking the reward centers in my brain at the age of 31. I cannot mourn that which I grew without. Let's instead savor that which we can still grow into, and provide the bone ash for fertilizer, treat the diseases you can see, and cull the weeds, stealing your nutrients and potential energies. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Paul. That was great. I can't believe you literally just wrote that. That was fantastic. Yeah. And now you can. Okay, there we go. We got it. It was a little more pace that time. I like that. That was great. And if you did just write that and you do want to edit it before you submit it, that's okay. It doesn't have to be in the exact form as you read it on the microphone. That is a common question that we get asked. Additionally, we also get asked, how do I know what I read at any of your events from 7 months ago? That's a you problem. But also, we have live streams on our Facebook if you ever want to go back and say, I read in October, but what did I read? You can go watch the live stream and you can see what you had going on. Okay. Welcome up. We only have 4 people left. We're moving fast tonight. Welcome up your next reader, Maya.
Hello. This doesn't have a title, and it's new, and it might suck. It's not totally done. It's a work in progress, but I just want to see how I feel about it. So, look at me. I have been begging since I exited the womb, asking in every way I knew how, knew to, and could, biting as I sucked the milk from my mother's chapped brown breasts, thin pink lips wrapped around a tender areola, ripping screams with child-sharp nails from the soft flesh of my newborn sister's thighs, leaving raw red crescents to make her cry. Sucking beneath sweat-soaked sheets, his velvet hardness, it fills my throat, brings the liquor and my stomach back to my lips. They have answered, I think, in the ways they knew how, knew to, and could, looking to me in a way just as quickly. I thought this was what we all asked for, that the begging was just part of living. Thank you.
It's a good poem. You should feel good about it. The room agrees. I asked everyone, and we all came to the same agreement that we like your poem.
Yep.
And you could submit your poem. There you go. We love to see. You're almost done hearing this from me. You're almost done. Tonight through December 24th, you can submit your work to the anthology. Maya has been in several of them. You can check them out over here at the merch cart named Roland. It's really amazing. Welcome up your next reader, Serena.
I really cannot stay a moment longer, or I will bankrupt myself. This is said in the context of the sale of a chess set in a private transaction between 2 gentlemen. It takes place in the seller's private study, full of chess sets, his sanctuary, the place that is most his in all the world. They may well be works of art, these chess sets. Several are made with rare materials, some that are illegal to possess. Many are very old, come from exotic locations, or have storied histories. Whether those are apocryphal or no, either way, you have to choose to believe. The statement is made by the visiting gentleman, who has already paid an exorbitant amount for one chess set, and now he lingers. And these 2 gentlemen may be understood each to be looking at the other and thinking, here, at last, is another gentleman who shares my particular sensibilities. Are they arbitrary, my sensibilities? Who can say? The point is, I experience them as mine, so much so that they define me more than my wife and my house and my job. Because miss one bus or change where one of you went to college and suddenly both of you are married to other people. Or not. And the house, I pay for it and I live there, but so rarely does it feel like home. And the job doesn't matter at all. So this thing, collecting expensive chess sets with which I never play, is what I have encoded to me maintaining a sphere of myself, a place where because I want to is sufficient reason. It matters not a whit if what I love is arbitrary and ridiculous, because it's absurd in the first place that I construct the pretense of self-love with material objects that have value only because there are other gentlemen absurd enough to agree to value them as well. But you, thinks the first gentleman, looking at the second, you who said that coy, ridiculous thing about bankrupting yourself if you stay a moment longer in my study full of chess sets. Telltale hearts all murmuring how I've always longed for another gentleman to understand the deepest desires of my heart. You, sir, know what I mean. You know what the chess sets mean. And by not just buying one, but implying that you would buy them all, to the point of bankruptcy, and you know that it's madness, but still you're tempted. You're showing me that you are that partner in spirit I have always wanted, the one who will gladly take half of my burdens and share all of his with me in return. It is a sacred thing for two gentlemen to understand this of each other in the same place at the same time, not through artifacts like novels or music made in one solitude and received perhaps lifetimes later in another, but here and now. Through this transaction, we have created a monument, a chess set as proof that once two gentlemen knew each other in this way. It deserves to be remembered. Of course you don't need another chess set, sings the first gentleman, watching the second gentleman's fingers caressing a bishop carved of onyx. It's beautiful, of course, and lovely to the touch. But there are 1,000 sets about which you could say the same thing, the same vast, beguiling, and terrible thing. I want it, but it alone could never save me. But to be woven into the story that one man tells himself to make the world bearable, that would be a surfeit of gladness to me. So in your darkest hour, sir, may it give you comfort to know that you are immortal in my mind.
Amazing and fully memorized. Wonderful work. One more time for Serena. Okay. We've only got 2 more readers here tonight, and you, Serena, should, I know it's like in your brain, but you should write it down. Or maybe type it up so you can email it to me, because that's how you submit to the anthology. Yes, beautiful, beautiful. I love to see it. This is going great. Also, just a note, just give it up for Jason over here keeping time. He's got the bell right now. Really appreciate it. The bell is not because we don't love you and we don't want to hear your work, it's because we want to hear more of your work. We just have to fit everybody in. So just know the bell is a sign of love. It's just we want you to come back and read more work. We appreciate you. We've only got 2 more readers. Please welcome up Lucas Samuel.
Real quick, trigger warning. If you're a banker, lawyer, priest, or politician, you're not going to like this. This is called national debt, or please, for the love of God, don't trust me with a credit card. When the summer air grows fiercely cold and the roads are all covered in ice, you can burn money to keep yourself warm and ignore that midnight baby's cries. Just don't let yourself get burned as you run down those streets of fire. If you call out of work tomorrow, your boss will call you a liar. You gotta get a job to have a job, but you don't even need money to lose money. Meanwhile, all the bankers are cheating on their wives, and all their wives are seeing lawyers on the side, as all the preachers pretend they don't notice because your sins don't matter if they've got somewhere to hide. Today, it's all about bigger needles and smaller camels for the people with more money to spend than you. Everyone's moving on and going nowhere, because out here, that's sometimes the best you can do. You gotta spend money to make money, but you gotta keep a job to look for a better job. The man with little hands and little friends tore down our house, while the green blue lady's missing in the courtroom. She's been busy trying on her new dancing shoes for when they open the Golden Bastards ballroom. The crocodile tear clowns shut down the foolish circus and threw us moldy peanuts to fulfill our needs. Now the neighborhood clerk is doing the math on how many mouths a loaf of great value feeds. You gotta have money to save money, but you can be good at your job and still lose your job. Don't bother showing up to the county seat sober. The rules your grandfathers wrote don't matter anymore. You're guilty of every crime for doing nothing about anything. So now show the future you dreamed up to the door. The sky is full of a golden fire sunset, lit by the flames of red and silver missiles, painted by the fumes of blood-stained black oil wells, crisscrossed by hidden warning signals.
A job is only good for getting another job, and money only talks to more money. Now the meaning of life is about making money, and a dream job is your life's purpose. Morals are held up by nothing more than electric symbols, as your new world philosophy is growing worthless. So the world's gone fiercely dark outside, and there's an ache in my bones I don't recognize. But the coldest time of night is always right before the sunrise. Thank you.
Wonderful work, Lucas. Please, I know you know this because you're part of the board, so you're going to hear it in the meeting on Wednesday, but you better. Yes. And also, a great poem to remind people before we welcome our last poet up that we are doing a fundraiser for the Food Bank of North Alabama. We got this bucket over here. You can see it's got some sort of waterfowl. Maybe it's a swan, maybe it's a goose, possibly a duck with a long neck. You can put $1 in there and we'll match that dollar up to $300 to the Food Bank of North Alabama. As we went over, $1 gets up to 5 meals to people in need. So we're all about giving back here. So please, please, donate if you can. Also, one more time, a hand for your bartender this evening. Please tip your bartender. Please. The service industry is a tough place, y'all. We gotta support these people where we can. Please welcome up to our last reader, Brian.
Absolutely. All right, I got 2 for you this evening. One old, one new. This first one's the old one. It is called Manufacturing the Rim. The sins of our fathers fall from heaven. Crazy diamonds crash and collide across the black crushed velvet. No procession. Death in all directions. Casually watching casualties every nightly news at 7. All this stressing and depression compressing the peasants. It's so hard to be present when there's boots on your neck and the reckless abandoned man starts to aim its cannons back at your shire. Until we all kill for hire. The sins of our fathers fall from heaven. The mortar strikes left a molten bike and a small crushed helmet. The school down the block is now epoxying from space all because these rich pricks won't pay a fair wage. They stuff their gullets with our futures and service apathy for breakfast. A light bunch of moms being bombed after ads to fix erections. Babies trapped under the wreckage between the thresher and the pavement, but your check is still pending and you missed your last payment. You can't afford to give a fuck. But it's cheaper than giving in, and I'll be damned if we don't fight that to the big payback in the bitter end. Thank you. This second one is a new one. It's called Icarus. Yo, from the trough to the barn, they know to sound the alarm when I step my 2 little piggies on their animal farm. I breathe a certain kind of energy that spreads to the ponds, has them chin-checking kings and squaring up with the gods. I'm talking hands in the parking lot, Jason in the Argonauts. I keeps a crew of dirty dudes that's down to dig a ditch or two. Don't let this calm demeanor have you thinking that I'm slipping, boo. We live to cut the bacon off the fattest backs like butchers do. So when they say he hides in heaven, please believe it's because I keep them there. Eyes on the prize like a ribbon in the county fair. It's ripping me to pieces watching children suffer cretins because it seems to be the one consistent theme inside his thesis. Maybe I'm the asshole. Maybe it all does come around, but I would still need to run that fade with you. I ain't giving up till I'm in the ground. I'm petty, baby, the long way. Heavy-handed with the dice play. Chances are you could buy the bar, but this stool here don't spin, babe. Most jump for that cash game. My wings flat when I see pain and stinks hit like flip the board, shake the frame, break the chains. And even if I do go down in flames, at least you'll know my fucking name. Thank you.
Or you can come up here and you can get more pieces of paper if you didn't have enough. Or you can just find us online, follow our social medias. We'd love to see your work and we'd love to publish you. So please, please submit if you can. Also, as a reminder, we will be at Gobble Gobble Hay at Low Mill next weekend, November 22nd, starting at 11 a.m. Also, you can buy memberships. You can buy old anthologies if you want, but you can also donate, and we will match up to $300 to the Food Bank of North Alabama, because we want to help our community out, and this is an opportunity for you to put your money where other people's mouths are. So please, please, please support if you can. Thank you so much for being here. I love you so much.